The Halo Championship Series is done, or at least it's on break for a while. After the Halo World Championship, Halo Esports is going to be radically different. There was an announcement earlier today. It came from the Halo Esports channel, the HCS Twitter, I should say, talking about the update to official Halo Infinite competitions. And the general gist of it is after the Halo World Championship, for 2026, there will be no HCS. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be competitions within the Halo esports scene. In fact, they're committed to it. They even said online and on LAN competitions. And those LAN competitions will be the same as the current Halo Infinite ones, where they have side events for Halo 5 and MCC. So things might not be as different as we think they are, but they're going to be different. One of the big things, right, is Halo has had a fantastic partnership program where we've had organizations that are committed and have contracts with Halo Esports to continue to do things. That's not going to happen in 2026. I've gotten confirmation. I spoke to Tashi. He said, do not expect the partnership program to be around in 2026. And that's a big deal because that was a way to guarantee at least salaries, an opportunity for you to become a professional Halo player. That's no longer guaranteed, and I think we're going to see a big exodus of Halo players because of this. If you're someone like Legend, you should be trying to become a professional in Black Ops 7, right? The opportunity there is simply just going to be greater than it is in Halo for next year, and I think this is going to be a big blow to the Halo scene. Right now, Halo has some of the best superstars it's had, period. Young superstars as well. Think about Legend. Think about Last Shot, Cycle. These guys that are becoming superstars in the scene. We have a real chance of losing these players, and I think that's a big blow. But one thing that there is no chance of is us going away. LVT Halo is committed. We're going to provide coverage for Halo competitions no matter what. Doesn't matter if there's HCS or not HCS. We're committed. We're going to do our best. And we want to continue to do what we can to have professional Halo be in the spotlight. Right now, I don't exactly know what that's going to look like. We don't know what the scale of these events in 2026 are going to be. Right now, the Pro League has been awesome, and we're going to have a LAN in September at the Shopify Rebellion headquarters to cap that off. I'd love to see the Pro League continue. We need to find support to make that happen, whether that be Shopify Rebellion again for the next season, or if there's other sponsors that want to get involved. We also are going to provide coverage wherever we can, the same way that we have had done for Halo and HCS these last few years. If there's a competition that's being sanctioned by Halo Studios, we want to be there. We want to do more. We want to try to continue to provide that coverage. Obviously, LANs are going to happen. We want to be there. We want to make those happen again. But who knows at what scale or what that could look like. I want to talk briefly about what maybe could happen in the future. Because right now, we have the major ecosystem that goes through partnered programs, and then we have the Halo World Championships at the end of the year. This year, we also added DreamHack to that equation. And that wasn't a tournament that was sponsored by a partnered organization. Rather, that was a DreamHack tournament that was helped put on with Halo Studios and HCS. I think that we could very realistically see those DreamHack events continue. I think that DreamHack wants events to happen where there's multiple esports titles where Halo is featured. And we could be at multiple DreamHacks next year. I think that's a big reality. I think the other thing, though the Halo World Championships won't happen in 2026, that we will be having the last one this year, I don't think that doesn't mean there isn't a chance that we won't have a massive Halo celebration, Halo Studios LAN at the end of the year for 2026. I think that the Halo World Championships is one of the best things for Halo Studios. And I think they recognize that with the success of their announcements last year at the World Championships, where they announced Unreal 5 and had the studio there. It's just a big Halo celebration. And it reminds me of the Halo Outpost Discovery in 2019, where that one was a lot more campaign, lore focused. But I think we could see maybe a little bit of a mix mash between, Halo Esports and the Outpost Discovery, and having that be a place for the massive tournament at the end of the year. So the big thing, right, is no partnership program, which means a lot of pros could be leaving the game and don't necessarily have a guaranteed job like they did before. And that can hurt the scene. So I think it's up to us as a community to make sure that Halo Esports continues to be strong. Whether it's through HCS or not, people are going to want to play Halo. People want to compete. People want to play their game that they love. And we want to continue to support that however we can. If you have any leads as to sponsors, or if you want to help support in any way you can, please check this out from Louis Brandon. He said, to all the partners, sponsors, and community, let's keep it going until the next title. And he put his email there. You can also email me, Garrett at lvtventures.com. But if you guys want to continue to do something great in Halo and you have an idea of how you can support, or maybe you work on the marketing team of a big company and you want to throw some marketing budget towards Halo tournaments, we're here. We're ready to take action, and LVT Halo's not going anywhere. In fact, we want to take even a bigger step forward. If we're given the opportunity to do more, we will do more. What is to come isn't quite clear yet, and that will get cleared over time. It was spoken in this article that at the Halo World Championships, they'll give us more of an idea of what is to be expected for next year. So, right now, it is a pretty somber moment. HCS meant a lot to many people, and it was a big reason and identity for people to keep playing Halo. I want to keep the grassroots scene alive. I want to keep professional Halo going. We can do that with your help, and we will do that. I'm very hopeful for the future. Although things are not necessarily looking the brightest in the world, LVT Halo is not going to go anywhere. I didn't expect to make this video today. I know it's kind of like off the top of my head, and I could be better prepared. But this was really big news, and it reminded me of the time in Halo 5 where they stopped competition after year 3, and we went into kind of a weird cycle of playing different games, trying to figure out what our identity was as a scene. And I think we found our identity at the end of the Halo 5 life cycle when they announced those HCS Open Series and LVT Halo became a thing. Through this period of time, there is a chance that things could get better, or that new people, new pros come into the spotlight. Like, it's not the end. And I think that's the thing I wanted to point out the most. Just because HCS is over for a little bit doesn't mean it won't be back. And it doesn't mean that competitions won't continue. In fact, it means the opposite. Competitions are going to continue. So, I think it's a good time to take a moment and to kind of look back at the last few years and what Halo and HCS has meant to you. But also, it's a chance to not be too much of a doomer here. There's opportunity in the future. There's going to be ways to compete. In fact, if you're an amateur player or someone that wants to get into competitive Halo, this is probably going to be the era in which you can make up the most ground to professional players. So with that, I guess we'll end the video there. I know I kind of rambled at the end. It's just we're trying to really process this news and figure out what's going to happen in the future. But the one constant that's going to remain is that LVT Halo isn't going anywhere.